They're on their way to a sex therapist. They really will need that help. Please welcome Meryl Streep and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
So happy. It really is to have you both on. We're very, very pleased and very proud. Did you do this to her?
Yeah.
Part of the role. What happened to you?
That scene in the movie theater.
Yeah. I hope it's nothing serious.
No, this was a cooking accident.
Oh dear.
A cooking accident.
Didn't you learn anything from those films? From being Julia Charles, whatever it is.
Just get carried away. It's about how to cut the avocado.
Oh, you did it the wrong way.
I did it the wrong way. I went this way instead of this way.
Meryl.
So look at you sitting here with all of us. This is the first time you've been with us. Meryl has been here before. What's it feel like with all of this, all of these hormones raging around you?
I hadn't noticed any raging hormones, but it's awfully good company.
We'll show you later.
Okay.
We have all seen this movie, and we all enjoyed it. Although it's listed as a comedy, we're not so sure it's that. It's very touching and very true. But you play a couple who've been married 31 years, and most of the movies these days are action films, and they're made for a very young audience. Yeah. So were you at all worried about the fact that this would have wide appeal?
No. I wasn't worried. Were you?
No.
Because there aren't a lot of movies that are made for, quote, adults.
Yeah. Well, I think this is sort of made for anybody. Frankly, because I remember being in college and kind of getting bored with somebody, and it was really, when you get bored with somebody, it's because you're bored with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. On a certain, well, I'm just saying, sometimes.
Yeah. Sure.
And, yeah, I didn't think it was like we're making a movie for old people. I thought a lot of people would think it was funny. And
it's fantastic.
A lot of people have sexual problems, and a lot of people don't communicate when they're very young and when they're newly married.
That's true.
You know, and Meryl, in this movie, it was, and I'm one of the ones I just thought it transcended age.
So did.
It was so many layers of a relationship. But, you know, when you first got the script, you and Tommy Lee, it was a lot of very frank sexual talk in there. What'd you both think when you...
action.
Yeah, and sexual action in it. What'd you think when you saw that script with all of that?
I thought it was funny.
You know, Whoopi alluded to actually the scene where you're in the movie theater and Meryl, your characters.
Don't give that away.
I won't, but that's, did you expect, because I know, Tommy Lee, you took this film primarily because you'd be working with Meryl. But did, right.
I've been waiting a long time.
Really, that was it. That was the selling point for you, right?
You can do it and get paid for it, too, yeah.
Oh, hell, we all do that.
yeah, but it just seemed to have two things, which is great in a movie. Is that the humor brings you in, and then you listen and you pay attention because of what it's really, where it touches you. And so that's always really hard to find in a lot of the films, which, you're right.
Didn't you feel that we were talking in the Hot Topics about the relationship was dead? It wasn't just about the sex. It was about, touching you in the morning and having a sense of humor with each other. All that stuff that means friendship, that was gone. So that's why I thought the sex, of course, would follow and be dead, right?
But then the question, can you bring it back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hope springs eternal, doesn't it? And, we believe. And when you get married, you believe. You get married because you think, it is possible.
But your character, and I think like many women too, your character is the initiator in terms of really getting things back on track.
Always.
Is it always the case, right? Why?
Because women are schooled in relationships. They start when they're teenagers and they read magazines about, will he like this or will he like, and all that stuff. So we are sort of more interested. They read about, you know.
And what do the men do when they feel, Tommy Lee, what do the men do? Not that you could speak for men, but, you know, all men, but...
No, but men usually like to fix things, but why not relationships? Why don't they take the first step?
Do the men try to fix anything, or do they go off with another woman when this type of thing happens?
I don't know how to speak in, you know, in generally. I agree with Meryl that men are not so attentive to the maintenance of a relationship. They figure it's going to happen, and or not, and that's pretty much the way life goes. And if it keeps on not happening for long enough, then the alternatives are sought sometimes, and on other occasions, nothing keeps on happening.
Tommy Lee, it was very interesting. You had so many obstacles. You had such a problem, communicating with your wife in this movie, but you wanted to, and it was so many things that just, you see that in relationships with men, that you wanted to talk to her, but you couldn't. I loved how you played that in the movie.
Oh, thank you. Well, this character is, he's living his life in a rut.
Yeah.
And he's entirely dependent on his wife, whom he ignores, and he's not aware of any of it.
You know, we're sitting with two people who have had long marriages. You have been married for 33 years, had a career, 4 children, 2 daughters who are actresses, good actresses. You've been married for 11 years. So what's the secret?
Yeah. What is
Give
the
us,
secret?
each of you, if you figured it out.
Well, we don't know that
What
they're
makes it
happily
work?
married. Nobody says
Well,
that.
I'm assuming, as of sitting here today, it's okay. We're not going to read tomorrow,
so
right?
far.
Okay.
But, you know.
Okay, so for you, the career, the marriage, the children, that's a long
I don't
time.
know, you know.
How do you not
couple
do it
tips.
is the better question.
Yeah.
How do you not fulfill what you need to fulfill?
Look, I don't know. I didn't write this, you know.
right.
I'm just saying, I don't know the secret, but I do think every marriage is individual, and everyone, is successful or not based on what you put into it, and
But you got to put something into it.
yeah,
That's what's...
yeah, and
What do you think?
forgiveness and all those things, and letting people do what they need to do, and all that.
That's good stuff.
Letting people grow, letting people expand.
Yeah,
Paying attention.
Listening.
You think the same thing, letting people grow, letting them be themselves. The prompter.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, to a certain extent.
We're the experts on acting.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Well, sometimes acting is supposed to come from real life, and so far, so good. Will you stick around with us? We have more questions. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.